Hello, everybody. My name is Sae Koo, and I have a story I wanted to share with you today. I'm going to try to make it interactive. I'm going to try to make it engaging and ultimately something of value for you guys. But before we start, I wanted to run a quick exercise with you guys. And it's all good if you guys don't feel comfortable with it. So it's completely by choice. But I wanted to invite everybody to sit up straight, back off the back of your chair. Close your eyes. And what we're going to do is just take 3 simple but deep breaths. And during that time, I'll guide you. And all I ask is remember that you have nothing to think about right now, nowhere to be, except just relaxing. So let's take our first deep breath. And then exhale. The second one, let's go a little deeper and a little more intentional to be in the present. And the last one, let's make it the deepest breath we can take and really enjoy that. Let's hold it on the top and then release. Thank you so much for joining me. Right then and there, you did a little mindfulness practice. And what I wanted to share a little bit about was sort of why and how mindfulness has been incorporated in my day-to-day life today. And ultimately, some advice that I've come up with that may be able to help you. So a little bit about myself. I started a company about 5 years ago, and we have about 30 people in our company. That's my team back there. And what we do, I know this is like one of those slides that you got to make sure you like share some legitimacy and then like make sure they listen to you. But we've been around for 4.5 years. We sell marketing software. So think about like you're at an event and you see a projector wall and you see all the tweets and Instagram posts from via hashtags on the screen visualized. That's sort of what we do. Kind of think of it that way. And in these past 4.5 years, I was obsessed with work. But because I was obsessed with work, we were able to achieve a lot. My team and I started in 2013 and we're three first-time entrepreneurs. We achieved profitability within the first 3 months of our launch, and also were able to achieve that 1 million ARR within the first year. We were also able to bootstrap it all the way up to where we are today, about 5-6 million a year, and about 15 to almost 17 million total. And so that wasn't easy though, right? Like that shit was hard as fuck. But the main thing was I was obsessed with work, and I want to return to that a little bit right after this. But then something changed within this last year to the point where my friends and I back there, I go out a lot more now. I wear funky leggings. My goal is to try to bring leggings back to men fashion wear. Hell yeah. You also see me wear some fanny packs. I really like the fanny pack use case. I got a big ass tattoo on my shoulder within the last year. I wear 2 jewelry that I really appreciate that were gifts that really represent something more intentional. I can go into that later. Within the last year, I became an intentional minimalist. I have about maybe 15 pieces of clothes in my closet and like 3 pairs of shoes, and that's pretty much it. I can just travel with that anywhere. Became a vegetarian within the last 7 months because I realized that I couldn't kill the animals that I were eating. On my free times, I was modeling at a Yoga for Bros book. On my free time, I helped grow an Instagram account, a dogfluencer account to about 17,000 followers because my friend thought I couldn't do it, so I proved her wrong. On my free time, I like to spend time going to sound meditations. This is an example of that, just kind of sitting around and really enjoying your time there. On other free times, I like to go travel around, and this was with my friend Henry, who I recently came back from. I went to Colombia, and instead of traveling and exploring anything, I spent all my time learning salsa. This was after about 20 hours of trying to figure out how to salsa. So, and I have like intentions to go keep traveling around and using those travels to go learn new skills. But if you're asking yourself, what in the world is this guy doing? I don't blame you. And I wanted to share that story of why I am who I am today and why that mindfulness was the key aspect that helped me become who I am today. So it all kind of started when I started the company, and you can see like we were just rocking it. We were making a lot of money, and everything was going great. And I lived the archetypal Silicon Valley entrepreneur, working your day hours and hours, screwing over our social life, not caring about that, leaving family behind, and just kind of all in on the company. Easy to say, I kind of drank the KoolAid, right? The Silicon Valley KoolAid of like, we got to grow because everyone's expecting that, and I'm gonna get famous, and it's just gonna be great. And in 2016, last year, we decided to press on the gas pedal and drink the KoolAid and believe that we could, get that hockey growth curve because we're just gonna out-execute everybody. Instead of that happening, this happened, where we realized that, oh crap, we have about 7 months of runway if we don't get our shit together. And we started just overhiring, trying to grow so fast. And it was rough. This was our projection of getting down to about $0 within the end of 2016 last year. And with that, me and my co-founders had to, implement our first round of layoffs. We were so crushed because we had invested everything we could into the company, and then this shit happened, right? And you're like, oh, what the hell? Beyond that, we had about what I call 5 other enemies compounding the situation that happened in terms of our layoffs. The first one was our team's morale. You kind of look at the guy over there, that's what probably everyone looks like, just like, what the hell's going on? What's happening? Are we going down? Should I just start looking for jobs? Stuff like that. The second one on top of that, to try to figure that out with the team, was another ex-employee decided to join a competitor of ours as their CEO and started try to poach our employees and our clients, right? That's the second thing. The third thing was what they call a potential patent troll coming at me saying that I was infringing on one of their patents and was threatening to litigate us and go to court and pay them a lot of money. So I was like, what the hell's going on? Why are all these happening to me literally within 3 or 4 months of each other, all of summer of 2016? The fourth situation was that our previous office, and I kind of put analogies here, like our previous ship here, decided, so we had moved into a different office, and we subletted our place, and the new tenant was trying to build some new bathrooms and all that stuff. They needed to get a permit, and then the city stopped them and said, hold on, you're not permitted for proper zoning issues, so this is actually not an office, and so you're denied. And so that tenant came back to me and said, did you lie to us? We're gonna litigate you because you lied to us. And I was like, whoa, hold on, I didn't do crap. And I went to go talk to our landlord, and then the landlord was like, it's on you, you signed it. And I was like, all right, so now I have a compounding situation with the real estate situation, which I'm not a real estate lawyer or a real estate person, and now I have to go deal with that. And that was our office that we subletted. And then the last thing was just a lot of expenses were going off the roof. And like I said, from 7 months, we almost were having to look at our expenses and then lasting only 5 months, right? So we had just had a lot of compounding challenges that came in the way. And this is, again, a quick look at sort of what it looks like when we had our runway left. So all of that, all of summer 2016. And I remember when summer first started, everyone was celebrating, oh, this is awesome, it's summertime. And then I literally do not remember anything. And then what I realized was when the hours, in October, when the hour falls back and it gets dark super early, I'm like, oh my God, where the hell did summer go? And during that whole time, it's understatement to say that I was just so confused. I was so sad because I'd invested everything, right? We were the archetypal Silicon Valley company that bootstrapped their way up and got so much success. And I couldn't figure out like I was like really angry. I was really sad. I was really lost. And I tried to look for answers, couldn't figure it out. And then I remember I was kind of venting this to someone, and that person just said, why don't you go explore the world of meditation? Just explore it. And the only rule I'm going to give you is just meditate every day for 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes. Don't think about it too much. Even if you fall asleep, it's okay. Just do it every day for 5 minutes. And so I did. And I've been doing it ever since. And I've been continually pushing it with my friends. Now I host meditation events for other founders or other entrepreneurs or anybody who is in the community that wants to try it. And during that time, one thing came to me, and I was like, why am I the victim of 5 situations that compounded all at the same time? Why am I the victim? And actually, just FYI, I don't think I'm really the victim. If you kind of compare myself to like what's happening in the tech world, like we're totally fine. But obviously, I was a little more naive at that time. I was like, why is all the things like happening to me? And I realized that like all the 5 situations was a big sign for me to say like, yo, this is something's going on. There isn't, there's a reason why this is happening. And what I came up with after a few months and recently was that this one message I wanted to impart on you guys. It's that as I was lost and I was trying to figure things out, I realized that the answers are all within myself, are all within yourself. And it's cliche to say that, so I wanted to dive a little bit deeper because you'll start to understand why I believe this. And it starts with what I think about mindfulness. Does anyone have any definition of what mindfulness means or any guesses? Can I just shout it out? Presence, awareness, consciousness. All right, great. This is how I define it, which is any activity that is consciously done to bring attention to the present moment. And that could be, spending time journaling, spending time meditating, spending time doing yoga, whatever it is. And essentially, for visual people, what it does, and this is what I felt, it helps you turn from this, and I know we all feel this, especially in San Francisco, where there's just a lot of work, a lot of stimulation, a lot of crap that falls onto us, to this. So what does this mean? This is what I've realized that meditation or mindfulness can help you do. And it's that you can see, like visualize that these emotions that you have, this feeling of being lost, this feeling of being confused or angry as clouds. And you detach yourself from that. And you can see that they are just there. And when you start to realize that, you start to detach yourself and be able to start seeing some more answers. Because the last time, when you think about it, the answers, when you study like a textbook, you kind of study, you intentionally take time to do that. But when's the last time you intentionally like spend time with yourself quietly without any distractions? Because even when you're relaxing on the beach or on vacation, you're still thinking about something most likely. And so this is what I realized, was that meditation was like the only time we have ever given ourselves the opportunity to listen to ourselves and think more and just reflect more. And so for those who are skeptical about this, because I totally know how hippie this may sound, how hippie I may look because of all those leggings and those pictures. Fast forward to today, our company has turned around, obviously with a lot of other things, but with me at the top, I have to be able to lead the team. And what was expected to go down, we thought was going to happen because we did our actions actually exceeded the expectations. And if you want to learn about how we did it, we can talk afterwards. But there's always one thing I like to impart. If there's one thing I can leave you with, based on my story, based on my experience, it's this: that I wanted you to invite yourself to listen to yourself more. It's not just about like, oh, I'm gonna go listen to myself tomorrow. It's like, start exploring this concept of okay, I'm thinking about this. What does this mean? Or I'm feeling that way, and why is that? Just start listening to yourself more, especially when you might feel confused or angry. And if anybody is more curious about this, wants to explore more of this, like I said, I host meditation events on a monthly basis now, and I love doing meditations at the park with anybody as well. And this is my contact information if you want to reach out to me, and we can talk. And I'd love to share any other ideas, and I'd love to learn from you guys. And if you want to learn how I solved all 5 of those enemies and defeated them, we can talk about that as well. But hopefully this was something
Hold
that
it close to your.
hopefully this was something valuable for you guys. And I wanted to close off with 3 deep intentional breaths like we did last time. But the only difference now is, now that what you know of staying present and what it can do for you, and visualize everything as clouds, I wanted you to just take 3 deep breaths with me and not worry about anything about the future or think about anything that happened in the past week or any stress. And hopefully it'll be just a little bit more relaxing for you. So if you guys can, again, off the back of your chair, straight back. And we're just gonna take 3 deep breaths, and appreciate all your time listening to me today. So we'll take our first one. Thank you guys so much.